Okay, so today I'm talking on based on motivation to want to work on something. I don't know. My story is recently, okay, I don't know if it's something like a mood swing. I just feel like doing something and then after a while I stop. I don't feel that motivation, that drive to want to do it again. The drive is in me, but I don't just take the action. I don't know what the problem is. I think it's if I don't manage my time enough, or if I don't calculate what I do before I do it, or if it's that I'm just lazy, because I can't even find the source of the problem now. But I believe that this motivation in most young guys now to want to make money, to want to become successful, to become good at what you do, I think it's something that needs to be constant. And if it needs to be constant, you have to continuously be feeling the motivation to want to do what you want to do. Because you cannot make progress with this mood flux of just, I'll feel motivated today, tomorrow I'll not feel motivated, the next day I'll feel motivated. No, I don't think you get that progress you're actually looking for. When you set the goal to work on something, I don't know, we all know it's going to be difficult to continue because consistency is going to be the difficult part to want to continue. But there are times that definitely the drive to want to do it will not be there. Let's give an example of reading books. The drive to want to read the book you ought to read will not be there. And then you just become complacent and lazy about it. In a case like this, my solution is that you force yourself to do what you don't want to do because there's no other trick or hack that you can use to get what you want to get. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling unmotivated to do something, just force yourself and start it. If you don't even understand what you do, in the same case of reading now, if you don't understand what you're reading, if you don't grasp it, just read it. Just continue reading. Just continue looking at the words because that one is going to in a way in your mind is going to be building the discipline in your mind to want to in case of next time when you're feeling bad to just be like, okay, I feel down today to want to read, and then I start sitting down to read, and then when I read I don't understand anything that I read, and then when I'm done with reading or looking at words rather, because if I don't understand it's not reading, it's just me looking at words in my head. When I'm done reading, I don't understand anything. I proceed with my daily task. The next time when I'm feeling unmotivated, because I sat down to read, I am more likely to understand this one more, and I'm more likely to actually want to just go to that position that I read. You know, when you're sitting in a chair and you're reading, then I know you ought to do it again, but this time you don't do it. You feel demotivated to want to do it. That's you. The act of you sitting down in the chair will serve like a muscle memory in your head to want to repeat it. That's why when you start an habit, it usually just happens. You just continue. When you do it again, it just becomes a part of you. You know, people's method of, okay, let's say your method of, what am I gonna use now? The habit. Okay, let's say you're writing, for example, and then the pen cover, you just put it at the top of the pen, or you just put it by the side of your ear. If you keep repeating that action, it just becomes an habit, and it will get to a point where you will do it without you even knowing you're doing it. To just become a norms to you. That is what you can use. You can bend that wheel now to your own advantage. When you don't feel like working on something and you feel demotivated, just force yourself the first few times. Afterwards, you're going to be feeling more motivated. You're going to be feeling the habitual or the body movement to just want to get to that the same position. After some time, even though you feel very down, you're still gonna do it because it becomes an habit. It just become a normal thing for you that when you're tired, you go sit down, then you start looking at words. That is the way you can use it to your advantage. So you know, motivation comes, motivation go. We all want to be successful. We all want to be at the top, but not everybody can be at the top too. But we all want to be at the top. So we keep working and working and working and working, and then after some time we fall into a rut. I believe that this rut is what is actually hindering most of us, because when we're feeling a rut in us and we know we ought to do something better, we're not going to see any progress. When we keep thinking, oh, I have to be doing this thing, but I'm not still doing it, you're not going to see progress. You know, the people that see progress in what they do, most of the time, they usually do the hard tasks without even realizing they are doing the hard tasks. It just become a norm for them. And like I previously said, I showed you how to make these habits become a norm in your head. Just repeat it, even though when you don't feel like it, even though you're not doing it effectively, just do it again. These guys, for instance, in my case, I can attest that what I've seen as a norm is just walking, doing push-ups mainly. I just see it as a norm, okay, that I have to do push-up for almost 4 or 3 years now. It just became, I've been repeating this action, push up today, push up today, push up today, push up today. I have to do push up. If I don't do 200, if I don't do 300, some of the days I just do only 50. There was even a period I was feeling ill. I did only 20, I did only 10 in those periods. I don't know, even though I'm not doing it effectively, I still do what I ought to do, because it has become a norm in my head that okay, I have to do push-ups. Just like me realizing that I have to eat, I have to drink water, I have to do push-ups has added to it. Now, if you can start accumulating these good habits, I have to work out, I have to pray, I have to study, I have to work on my business, I have to brainstorm on ideas, I have to document everything I want to document on YouTube, I have to speak in front of a camera to master my my dictions and my speaking skills. When you keep doing this thing repeatedly with efficient time management, you're gonna be, I don't know, your base level now is gonna be somebody's standard, high standard. Your base is gonna be someone's high standard. What people see as okay, this is what I want to accomplish, become your base. That will become your fundament, your foundational level. Just to show you how good. It's called habit stacking. These are called habit stacking. Working on something, then adding another one, then afterwards you do. Habit stacking is a bit different, although it was from Atomic Habit by James Clear. He said that habit stacking is doing a task and then afterwards doing another task that you need to do, because this will not serve like a ride for you to continue what you're doing. If you just finish doing your push-ups, you know the next thing is to hit your macros or your protein shake, and then after that you get to just rest and start brainstorming on ideas, and then after that you start journaling, and then after journaling you read the book, and then when you read you journal back, then after that you meditate on everything you've done. These are good habits, these are habits that people struggle to do, but what you're gonna do in a case like this is that you start stacking it one after the other. These are the tricks that I have learned and that I'm aware of, that these are the ways you can use to do the good habits even though you don't feel like doing it. Just force yourself, because there's no other alternative. You can't hack. You just have to force yourself to do what you ought to do if you want to see progress. Even though you don't do it effectively, you should still do it. Keep striving for greatness.